Are you thinking of owning your dream homes? EJ Investment is here for you. Secure our quality bungalows with 2, 3, or 4 bedrooms, or our story buildings, 3 or 4 to 5 bedrooms at very affordable prices with flexible payment plans at our Sanyang Seaview Estate, where you can enjoy the cool breeze with modern infrastructure such as tar roads, covered drainage system, modern electrification with street lights, gated entrance with security posts, and social amenities such as gas station, shopping mall, medical clinic, park, schools, children daycare, and a lot more. Our dedicated team of professionals will keep the estate clean at all times, provide security and patrol team within the estate premises, install latest technologies such as CCTV, Wi-Fi, home network installation, solar panel, and power backup system. Also, check out for our additional home facilities and interior design service such as premium tiling, wall plaster, home landscape, fingerprint home lock, and a lot more. Visit our office at Senegambia Kololi Highway and get a free site visit tour, or contact us on 4464838. WhatsApp us on 3259220. Or you can visit our Facebook page or Instagram on EJ Investments. EJ Investments, we are first in properties.
All right.
Honey, did you remind him that the last time he sent the money, it was not enough to buy all the provisions?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell him.
Are you guys talking about money transfer to buy provisions?
Yes.
But don't you know about Baluwo?
Baluwo? What is Baluwo?
Baluwo is a service that your son can use to send provisions directly to you guys from the shop. And you don't have to worry about the exchange rate.
Tell me how Baluwo works.
It's very simple.
Just log on to baluwo.com and shop, or download the app on your phone. You can shop on the website or using the app to buy online basic products for your family and friends. With Baluwo, you decide what your money is spent on. Your money, your choice. Buy online products for your family and friends in the Gambia, Senegal, Nigeria, or Mali. Baluwo, better than sending money.
Good morning, members of the press, TV, radio, print, and online, staff, ladies and gentlemen. I am Mr. Serina Aliujaju. I work in this authority as an admin and human resources officer. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome all of you to Food Safety and Quality Authority of the Gambia Press Conference. Before going further, I would like to take you through about food safety, our mandate, various departments, and what we do. Food safety is established by the Food Safety and Quality Act 2011 under the Office of the Vice President. FSQA is the sole national competent authority with the powers of delegation mandated officially control the safety and quality of the food, which includes water and beverage and animal feed, whether locally produced, imported, or destined for exportation. The overall official control of the Food Safety and Quality Authority includes to ensure food and feed comply with the legal requirements or where appropriate with approved codes of good practice and conduct, and also to carry out inspections, sampling and certification of food and feed for import and export when and so required. Assessing laboratory service in terms of technical capacity to carry out food and feed analysis for official control, and also ensuring the adapted inspection procedure are based on risk assessment. The FSQA is placed under the Office of the Vice President as its line ministry for reporting and provision of political support for the implementation of its mandate The work of the authority is expected to contribute to consumer health and safety, the facilitation of trade and control of all fraudulent and deceptive food marketing, labeling, and advertisement practice. The vision of the Food Safety and Quality Authority is to ensure an integrated and coherent approach by ensuring that all relevant food safety hazards are taken into account, and that resources are allocated to control according to the risk food safety hazards impacting negatively on consumer health, trade, and commerce. The mission of the authority is to strengthen compliance to standards by food business operators to ensure the availability of safe and quality food for all. The authority has 4 directorates, which includes food control, scientific affairs, legal affairs, finance, and administration. Food Control Directorate is responsible for all inspection and certification and audit-related activities to ensure the production, manufacturing, distribution, transportation, retail, importation, and exportation of safe quality food and feed. The Directorate is also responsible for the ranking of different types of food business as a basis of risk management. In the same vein, the Directorate carries out technical audits of delegated competent bodies and persons assigned responsibilities through MOUs. And the Scientific Affairs Directorate is responsible for research, which includes the preparation of background information for scientific food safety risk assessment, assessing competence of food testing laboratories, and recommend use of official control of food and feed, supporting development and provision of professional training in food for technical staff, development of risk-based inspection procedure and protocol, provide secretarial support for the scientific committee management of the food safety information system, management of the authority website and public relations, design and implementation of residue monitoring programs and relevant products, linking the authority with foreign competent authorities and international bodies. And the Legal Directorate is responsible for developing legislative programs to meet food safety needs, managing working groups, drafting regulations, and providing secretarial work to the Board of Directors and the National Food Control Advisory Committee. It also manages legal relations with delegated authorities taken by the Food Safety and Quality Authority of the Gambia. And the Finance and Admin Directorate, where I work, provides strategic business planning, supervise, conduct all financial operations, and manage the administrative issues, including people and resources, such as people working for the authority. It could be recalled that we, the staff of Food Safety and Quality Authority of the Gambia, petitioned our Director General, Zainabou Diallo, on 7th October 2019 through our line ministry, Office of the Vice President, on issues with regards to corruption, nepotism, abuse of office, and others. Unfortunately, the whole issue has been frustrating. It is in that regard we call for a press conference to shed light on the subject matter for a better society that we want. Once again, I welcome you all to the Food Safety Press Conference. And I will hand it by the way, he is Mr. Al-Haji Sow, a food inspector. Miss Ma Gomez, also a food inspector at the port, and Jalika Keita. And on my right, you have Aliou, who is also a food inspector at the border. And now I would like to give the floor to Alhaji Sow to take us through on other salient issues.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished members of the media, and all members that are present here. We are delighted that you join us here to witness this press conference pertaining to the situation unfolding at the Food Safety and Quality Authority of the Gambia. We are indeed grateful that you honored our invitation despite the short notice. Knowing fully well the importance of the media in helping in the dissemination of vital information and making the voice of the voiceless heard, we felt that your presence today is paramount due to the importance and urgency of the matter at hand. Our reason to call for a press conference is due to the filed petition against our Director General, as mentioned earlier by Mr. Jaju. This is motivated by the reluctance of the Board of Directors of the FSQA to communicate and address the situation at hand, and the series of letters of threats received from the Director General. We believe with this press conference, our voice will be heard by the general public and the concerned stakeholders, and that the situation at hand will be handled and solved immediately. The petition arises as a result of the abuse of office by the Director General of the Food Safety and Quality Authority of the Gambia. First of all, we would like to clarify that our petition was not to ask for any salary increments, promotions, or any other personal benefits. As staff of the FSQA, we are concerned about the bad leadership of the current Director General and thus wish to bring forward the constant difficulties we face working under an extreme toxic environment. To do this, we have no other option than to file a petition against her because under the leadership of Madam Jallo, a single complaint means you are a bad employee. And as a result, you will be frustrated, sidelined, and finally forced to resign. As concerned staff, we believe this press conference will serve as a means of informing the stakeholders and the general public of some of our grievances in order to help them solve the matter. Ladies and gentlemen, the following are some of our grievances which were highlighted in our petition sent in October. The authority hardly conducts staff meetings because the Director General never accepts exchange of ideas or simple suggestions from others. On the 3rd of June last year, a staff meeting was convened since there was no staff meeting for over a year. We believe it was a perfect platform to address some of our grievances. Unfortunately, no staff was allowed to say a word during the meeting, and according to Madam Zainab, anyone who objects to that can leave the meeting room after writing your name. The lack of collaboration with stakeholders has rendered the institution to only operate in the point of entries, while provincial Gambia is isolated due to lack of offices and officers. Officers who were sent on posting are only floating from their houses to anywhere they can work. This shows no sense of direction as to protecting the welfare, integrity, and motivation of the employees, considering the fact that they are never slaves. FSQA inspectors cannot be present everywhere across the country. It has less than 40 food inspectors to conduct food control activities throughout the whole country. MOUs would have ensured that departments like public health, plant protection, veterinary and fisheries, etc., can execute some of the mandates of the Food Safety and Quality Authority, hence ensuring the safety of Gambians, taking into account the tasks and challenges of growing food establishments in the country. However, lack of commitment on the part of our Director General is daunting, hence she claims lack of funds, but she travels frequently, even when the trips are meant for junior staff, only to collect per diem. In some cases, she travels nothing less than twice a month. FSQA is run like a family business. The director only appoints her own people to keep positions so that she would have the chance to continue mismanaging the institution. Promotions in this institution are based on personal relationships and affiliation rather than productivity, efficiency, and education. Anyone who has a different opinion to her managerial tactics on the basis of professional lines is either sacked or frustrated into resignation. The Director General's family has priority over office property more than FSQA officers or activities. Sometimes, the food control officers would have to suspend food inspection activities because the Director General's family would take FSQA vehicles away even though she has an official car. Preferential treatment is given to companies based on their closeness to the director, even when their practices are in clear violation of the Food Safety and Quality Act of 2011. One clear example is the Best Water scandal. The factory was closed and then released without laboratory results of samples that were sent to Germany for confirmation. Besides, results of lab sample have read high aerobic plate counts greater than 3,000 coliform forming units per milliliter of water, whereas water that is fit for human consumption should be less than 500 coliform forming units per milliliter of water. Before the lab results from Germany arrived, the Director General authorized the company to resume operations without the knowledge of the food inspectors who had earlier closed down the company pending the outcome of the laboratory results. This called for an alarm and that the water could pose risks of contamination to the general public. We believe this was corruption and disrespect to food inspectors. Another management weakness was the denial of FSQA staff to assist the plant protection services of the Ministry of Agriculture to develop a pest risk assessment, but were denied participation. This work would have enabled Gambian groundnuts and other agricultural produce to have a duty-free access in the international markets. Sometime last year, the focal person for Partnership for Aflatoxin Control for Africa, PACA, was housed at FSQA complex here. This representative was removed from the office. PACA is introducing control measures to tackle the aflatoxin problem in the Gambia. Aflatoxins, as we all know, represent the biggest cause of post-harvest losses in the Gambian groundnuts and big contributor to health hazards like liver cancers. The new board of directors have not done enough to communicate with us concerning the outcome of our petition, and hence postings were done to neutralize our good intentions to bring transparency and dignity to employees. We highly condemn the arrest of our colleague on Friday, 28 September 2019, a hard-working staff, Mr. Abdul Hakim Jawara, who was forced to resign after being frustrated and sidelined by the management. The administration's lack of tactfulness resulted into the arrest and humiliation of a staff whose will to serve FSQA was very high. A simple issue which have to do with resignation, which is considered an internal issue, would not lead to the arrest and demeaning of a serving staff. But because of personal vendetta, the police were involved, which to our expectation is high and misdemeanor. Ladies and gentlemen, there were a series of resignation and unlawful termination of members of staff over the years. Over the years, series of employees have either resigned or were terminated due to some administrative deficiencies and personal grievances. These things need to be brought to light and dealt with, which lead us to write this petition in the hope that the relevant authorities will intervene before it is too late. FSQA as an institution has less than 45 staff, excluding drivers and cleaners, out of which 32 technical staff have signed this petition. We would like to present to you our communication trends since the beginning of this matter. We have written to the board and copied stakeholders on numerous occasions, such as the untimely tactical move by the Director General to send the petitioners out on postings across the country few days after the petition has been filed. We have been issued letters of threats from her legal firm, threatening to sue us to court if we do not apologize to her for defamation. Since the filing of the petition, the board of directors did the first and preliminary investigations by interviewing us one by one. From there, we were told by the board to remain calm and continue with our work, and they promised to set up an independent investigation team, which was done as promised. The panelists that conducted the independent investigation consist of a DPS from PMO, a DPS from Office of the Vice President, representative from Ombudsman, and from the Labor Department. The investigation took about 3 weeks since November 2019. However, the outcomes of these investigations were never made known to the petitioners up to date. Efforts were made for the board to make known to us the outcome of the investigation as promised. Surprisingly, last week, we were served with a notice to go on administrative leave without pay. For 22 staff of this authority, we are served with letters to go on administrative leave without pay, pending the decision of the board of directors on the outcome of the petition. Our arguments are that, firstly, we do not honor the decision of the Director General to send us on postings because we have petition at hand against her, and that has to be addressed in the soonest possible time. Secondly, the petitioner's request to ensure that the structures are in place for a better working environment was countered by redeploying the petitioners to various regions in a bid to frustrate our petition and shift our attention from the petition to the postings, with likely implicative actions. This was portrayed by the letter from the Director General and signed by the OIC, Mr. Fatou Diallo, that we refuse to go on postings. On the contrary, our claims are that there are no office or structures in place in the various regions of the country to accommodate staff to perform their duties. Hence, our reason for not honoring the postings. Even the staff who were posted in August 2019 still do not have station offices, working equipment, or mobility. We have responded to the management and have highlighted that there are so many logistic gaps which need to be addressed before sending staff out for postings. Some of this includes that there needs to be an office space allocated in the regions before sending staff there, and that computers should be provided for inspectors to write their report at the end of every week or month. Apparently, there are no computers in the Food Control Directorate, which you are invited to see after the end of this press conference. So there are no computers for inspectors to write their reports. Although the Director General claims that there are no funds, but there were funds to purchase and install CCTV cameras in the office to monitor staff. Our logistics, such as incentive and proper accommodation, is required in order to motivate staff, especially in the up countries. The Seaport unit generates around 1.8 million every quarter from the inspection fees collected. Yet, no office is allocated to them, and the officers lack computers to write reports. On numerous occasions, inspectors at the Seaport wrote to management to facilitate an office space for them, but it proved futile. An alternative solution was suggested to management to purchase an empty 20-foot or 40-foot container, and the principal food inspector at the food control unit told us that the director said that's expensive. So the matter of the redeployment was not strategic and not wisely thought, as there are only 3 food inspectors left in the Food Control Directorate to oversee the whole of Greater Banjul area and West Coast region. Looking at the burden of food activities and the category of establishments, we believe this number was too small to man the workload in these regions. Instead, the posting was meant to jeopardize our purpose to bring transparency. All of these gaps were communicated and brought to the attention of the management of FSQA, and nothing is put in place. Yet, they want staff to move out of the office. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to share the latest developments in the office since the petition was filed. On the 10th of January 2020, an internal memo dated 9 January 2019 from the Director General of FSQA and signed by the Director of Scientific Affairs, Mr. Fatou Diallo, was issued to some of the petitioners, 22 members to be precise, who signed the petition against the Director General on the 7th October 2019. To our dismay, the memo has informed the recipients to go on administrative leave without pay with immediate effect, while the outcome of the investigation is still pending. We consider this decision by the Director General as outrageous, unacceptable, and unfair. The letter made reference to the service rules, which in fact is in draft form and is not made available to staff. Apparently, we continue to lose competent staff under the leadership of the current Director General due to the many reasons highlighted in the petition. The most recent of which is losing our Director of Finance, who had resigned a week ago, which leaves our Finance Directorate and Human Resource Units without heads. As of now, we only have 2 directors at FSQA, the Director of Food Control and the Director of Scientific Affairs, both of whom are only 1 year of service at the authority. Besides, the management has put to our notice that the Board of Directors has made a decision to defer our earlier deployment of 30th November to allow ease of access to us by the investigation committee. However, the petitioners were never aware of this deferral letter. During this period, inspectors report to work as expected and have been demanding from the management for a duty roster and the vehicles that were sent to the provinces to be recalled, and the work continues while the investigation is in progress. But all these efforts went in vain. Therefore, the inspectors were isolated and never assigned any function since the period of. However, the officers at the border post and the provinces were in full operation throughout this petition period, while those in the main office report to work on a daily basis. We believe the following recommendation should be considered by the concerned stakeholders and the government to bring this matter to an end and ensure that Gambians are protected. We demand that the outcomes of the investigation are made known to us by providing us with a copy of the investigation report for the sake of transparency and natural justice. Sending staff on administrative leave without pay should be revoked with immediate effect. Provide structures such as office space and working equipment for staff before any deployment. And 4, to ensure that staff welfare is respected with high regards. Collaboration with other stakeholders to ensure effective food control in the country, and also to ensure efficiency in our service delivery. We strongly recommend to the government that we don't want to work with our current Director General. In conclusion, we thank all the media houses for showing interest on this crucial matter. The work of this authority is crucial in safeguarding the lives of all Gambians against the consumption of unsafe food. Also, the Director General had illegally mismanaged $400,000. That is different from the illegal per diems that she has collected. Evidence of this can be sought from the Finance Department. Thank you all.
The FSQA are confronted with, and my own department, which is the Admin and Human Resources, as we speak now, sometime in last year, my immediate boss, who is Abisatu Mane, also resigned. Currently, I'm the only staff within the Admin and Human Resources. It has been more than 8 months. I have not been doing any work within the Admin and Human Resources because I have been ignored by Director Zainabu Diallo and also many other staff. Just a quick rectification. Like you saw mentioned about the issue of the staff number. Actually, the total staff number is 53, which includes both the cleaners and the drivers, and which 90% are all under the Food Control Directorate. And I would like to open the floor for questions and answers. And please let your questions be brief and you introduce yourself, the media house you comment from.
Okay. A female journalist. in Gambia here, and thank you very much for inviting us here in this important occasion of yours to gather us and inform us and tell us what is happening in here. Because if we don't know, if we don't come here, we will not know what is going on here. And you are making, accusing your, DG, that's Director General of Food Safety and Authority about nepotism, corruption, and and other things. So when you made your petition to the stakeholders, those who are relevant concerned to these matters, what was their reaction to it? And you said you also made an investigation about the matters, but there has nothing come across. So what was the way forward for the office to maybe so that the welfare of the staff can be protected in this office?
Everyone, we thank you so much for your good question. First of all, like we said, when the issues started coming, in fact, there was no board in place. So we couldn't communicate to anyone. So we had to channel our petition to our line ministry, that is the OVP. Then there was no board constituted. So because she was the one taking into account everything, she was the one running the affairs of everything, and we were writing a petition against her. So we felt we cannot write to her directly. So we have to write to our line ministry to address her. That was the situation at hand. And after that, so the panel of investigation, like just what Alaji has read out, the panel of investigation, the board, the newly constituted board, then they called us and asked us what is the problem, and we told them. So like Alaji mentioned, we had a one-on-one interview with them, and then after that they promised us that a proper investigation panel will be constituted. And after that, that was actually constituted and the investigation was carried out. But since after the investigation has taken place, we haven't gotten any feedback. So we thought, since we are the ones who wrote the petition, and the petition was against her, and an investigation was conducted, we felt that it is only proper for us to get the feedback or the outcome of it. And while, just to put some things clear here, after we've petitioned her, it's just few weeks or few days after we've petitioned her, that was when these postings letters came. So we felt if we accuse somebody, before sending that person out, let the truth or justice out of that situation come out first before actually sending people on postings. The thing is, we are not saying we are not going on postings or whatsoever, but we want the matter to be settled first, and then after we go on postings. So that is why we wrote to the OVP, since it is our line ministry, to handle the situation and taking into consideration our plight and do justice. Thank you.
You said you were ignored when this whole thing came up. So what kept you going? You were ignored and then you are at that place. What kept you going? Were you actually doing any work? Were you relevant to this place after being ignored?
Thank you very much for asserting the statistics, but I believe over 70% of the staff here are ignored. And most of us who were frustrated resigned. That's what leads to the resignation of my immediate boss, who is Abisatu Mane. My own brother friend, Baba Waidabo, also resigned, who used to be our procurement officer, and many of them. I believe we have a country to build. The challenges should be motivational factors to push our country to where we want it to be. If we all resign, who will be here for our people? Food safety is very vital. Without safer food, believe you in me, every day we'll be running to the hospitals for medication. I am always strong, and I am not going anywhere until and unless we see a change that will allow us to push this country of ours to where we want it to be. Any other question, please?
Yeah, my name is Fatou and I work for Gambian Talents TV. My question is, in your petition, you accuse Madam Jallo of traveling frequent without clearance. How do you know this? And how does this affect your work? That's my first question. Can I go to the second?
Okay, just one after the other, yeah. Before going further, it is true she travels a lot. We are all here within authorities, and when she is around, we are fully aware of it. When she's not, we are also fully aware of it. And I will advise you to liaise with the accounts department for the evidences. Your other part of the question was, and how does that affect us? Yes, of course it affects us. As we speak now, in this authority, the staff at the Food Control Directorate don't have computers to work with. The money used on travel, on per diem, can be used to purchase laptops, can be used to purchase gadgets. Though I'm not a food inspector, but I believe their major achievement they have is only a thermometer, which examines the temperature. And food safety as an authority should supersede that stage. We need laboratories, advanced one. And the staff should also be trained on how to control these achievements in the 21st century. I hope that helps.
Sorry, can I add? Okay. All right. Thank you once again. Just to add on what Saidina has just said, you said, how does it affect us? Like I said, food safety is a one-man show. Even after going out on the field and doing our inspections, we only report directly to her. We send our reports just to our supervisors and they send them to her. Usually that is how it is done here. So if you have, let's say, an issue at hand to be solved, and if she's not around, that issue has to lie down like sleeping dog until and unless when she's around. So actually you will know that, so there are pressing issues always. You will have to find new issues, new complaints, everything. So if she's not around, and the thing is, once she travels, she will never leave a memo to say that she has traveled. All of us here can witness that. She will never leave a memo to say she is traveling. And you would know. You only have to, when you go up or you have an issue to discuss with her, when you go up, let me speak in the local language, you say, Musundingo Tamata. That is how it is portrayed. So at least we expect that if she is going, there should be a memo to say that she is traveling, and then so-and-so person should be the one to handle things or to sort out things when she's not here. But all those things are not in place. So that is a big management issue in FSQA.
Thank you very much, Ma Gomez. Just to add something on what Ma mentioned. In fact, as we speak now, the food safety is the only institution in this country without a service rule. And we believe service rule, these are document policy papers that guides on how the staff of the authority can do their work for a better service delivery. Our service rule is still on draft form, is yet to be validated by the staff and the authorities. Unfortunately, whenever they are communicating to us, they will quote the various subsections of that bogus service rule. Some time ago, this authority used to have a deputy director. Zainabou Jallow herself used to be a deputy director, but apparently the organogram has been demolished into pieces. There is nothing like deputy director. You have the director general, the head of food control, scientific, admin and humanitarian, and legal. As of today, there is only one staff who is working within the accounts and finance department, who is only an accounts clerk. Admin and HR, I am the only staff there. My boss resigned. And legal affairs, there is only one staff there. Any other question? Okay, thank you. Before Majoki Flobi. Yeah, let me put this in clear. This office, any staff you see here is a graduate. The least qualification is a HND. I myself, I used to work at the African Union Commission in Addis Ababa. And some of our colleagues also, we are working at other institutions. It's not the issue of Nyaka Plus or Nyaka and Plus, which I believe my colleague Alahaji Sow has mentioned it. Yes, promotion in this office is not based on merits. It's not based on what you deliver, but you have to be dogo-dogo to the Zainabou Jallow director to be promoted. We have seen staff who came here with a degree, with no job experience, but today they are principal something. We have seen staff here who come with their degrees, with over 15 years experience, update, they are food inspectors. Ma, do you want to add something?
No, let Jalika.
Jalika.
Okay. Good morning to everyone here present. What I want to add on to what my colleagues have said is, it's not about a matter of not giving a position. This is why we filed this petition. Some of us, we do not have a direct issues with Zainab. Like some of us, we are doing our work like we're supposed to do it, and we don't have a direct personal issues with her. But then we've seen that the issue of the petition definitely needs to be filed due to some of her bad leadership system that she had. This is the reason why we petitioned this. And I can tell you that not all of us has a personal issues with her, or not all of us are not been. We have some few people who've been promoted just few days after the petition. They could have just backed off, but they didn't back off because she was using that in order to, to silence them, or in order to actually, how do I say it? In order to actually separate us, and we will not be in together with this petition. So it's not a matter of being promoted or a matter of not having a good personal relationship with her. We see it as a concern because we know the way the institution is being managed is not the best way, and it's not to the interest of the nation, and this is why we actually filed this petition.
Do you guys engage her after she promoted you guys? Do you talk to her and say, I've been promoted, but I noticed this and this and this. Why not you put this into consideration?
Yeah, thank you very much. You also have to know the different level of leadership traits we have. That can only be possible if the leader is a Democrat. But what do you expect from a leader who is dictatorial, a leader who will not listen to the subordinate, a leader who will do things on her own? That's the unfortunate situation. My own boss, again, has a master's degree in human resources with over 15 years of work experience. When she came, I was working with her to come up with the service rule and many other things, how to improve the conditions of this authority. But unfortunately, Zainabu Jallo never gave her the opportunity to showcase her talent, to push this institution to where we want it to be. A minute.
Sorry.
A minute, please. A minute, please. Okay.
Sorry, just to add on to your question. Actually, it's not individuals from one department that signed this petition. It's actually virtually all departments, all individuals in all departments. Like you have people from the administration, they're also part of the petition, they've signed it. People from the scientific affairs unit, you also have them, and people from the Directorate of Food Control. The reason why the numbers, the focus is on the Food Directorate, because with food safety, especially right now at FSQA, Food Control Directorate is the one handling everything. So if that department is dead, it means that's the end of FSQA. You have more bulk of the staff in that department, that is why. But yet still, notwithstanding that, you have staff from other departments who also signed this petition too.
Thank you very much. So please, can you please introduce yourself, sir? From the Monitor.
Online newspaper. You allowed your boss of the corruption, and corruption is something that undermines the development of the country. Can you give a detail of how the corruption was done? Was there any financial malpractice?
Okay, thank you very much. I think I said that earlier on. If you want to have more details about the financial mismanagement, please, we refer you to the finance department for proofs of that.
Please, no, sorry, please. Please, what are the other, please? I'll give you the floor to ask Kesiwan. Can you please go ahead?
In your earlier statement, you made mention that your DG mismanaged $400,000, if I get the figures right. Yes. I just want to know how those things have an impact on your work. And secondly, you made mention the DG appoint some people based on his favor. I just want to know how many people do you believe the DG appoint working in this institution that are not having the required documents to work in this institution? And thirdly,
Can you please one after order?
Yes, thirdly, I just have to, thirdly, you've made mention of 32 people signed this petition.
Correct.
What is the fate of others who haven't involved themselves into what you guys have just signed with regards to the petition?
Good. Thank you very much. Even in Islam or in Christianity, there are people who still believe in God. There are people who still don't believe in God. So such things are indeed really about to happen. The issue of corruption is something that is real. And my colleagues earlier said, if you go to the accounts department, they will surely give you all those things. And you ask again, how does that have an impact to our work? Yes. Imagine those resources that has been taken through the corruption channel and mean could have been used to provide many facilities within these authorities. The issue of vehicles is also a challenge. Motorbike is also a challenge. Laptops is also a challenge. The office space is also a challenge. You will be shocked to learn that over 15 staff who are the food inspectors converge in that hall down, conference, in that hall down, which is totally not hygienic. The staff of this authority deserve better. As matters personnel, I think it is totally unfair for people who are working under me to be going through such a horrible conditions. Do you want to add?
Yeah, I wanted, Anna, you have something to say? Okay, just like you, Sedina mentioned, like I said, promotions, just to make some clarifications, we are saying promotions actually, not, actually employment, because when you're being employed, it's the board that sits you down and you go through an investigation, a questioning by the board, and then you got appointed. But we are talking about promotions here. That is, if you're not dancing to her tune, you are hardly, promoted. And speaking of that, before all these things unfold, like in a proper functional institution, for someone to be, how do we say, not promoted, confirmed, you have to serve after 1 year, then you are confirmed. But in FSQ, I am telling you, for instance, I've been employed in 2014. I wasn't confirmed until last year, until 2018. So 4 good years, you've not been confirmed as a permanent staff. And in the Gambia government, you have to work for 1 year, and then you are confirmed. So that will show you an administrative lapses in the Director General's part. And then you are saying the resources. Like I said, there are no funds. She claimed there are no funds, but there are funds to insert CCTV. While we are being here, we are being recorded. All of us are being monitored and recorded. This is not a bank. You don't have, something to record people. What for? Because what? Are they gossiping about you? Or what? No. So those funds could have been used to better the institution. Like I said, we at the seaport, for instance, we are required to submit every week our weekly reports. And at the end of every quarter, we generate about 1.2 to 1.8 or sometimes $2 million in every quarter. That is 3 months, every 3 months. And we are required to submit a weekly report. Can you believe if I tell you, since I was there in 2017, we've not been given even a single laptop to be writing our reports. Our current office, we share it with 4 other institutions. You expect us to be submitting a weekly report, and you don't give us laptop, you don't give us internet. Our quarterly report, in fact, we are required to submit it via email. We do not have the internet. And yet still you say there are no funds. But that special unit is producing or is generating 1.8, 1.5, 1.7 million every quarter. Just to buy a single laptop, there's no money to do that? Come on. If you just go downstairs right now, at where we are, yes, not at the reception, our hall, our office space, Saidna mentioned 15 people. I can tell you over 20 of us, more than 20. This space is bigger than that. We are all seated there. Not even a filing cabinet. If you go downstairs, I implore upon you, go downstairs and see our files are on the desk. We do not have even a proper filing cabinet to file our documents. So that money could have been used. Do not, even if you don't increase our salaries, we are okay with that. We do not want promotions. We do not want personal gratification. We just want our conditions to be better. That is it. I wish you go at the ports, the most riskiest of all. You walk through the containers. We do not have anything to cover us. We requested for safety equipment since 2017. We did not get them until 2019, this July. And to your surprise, let me tell you, the helmets that they bought for us are even bigger than our heads. If you put them, they will just be wallowing down on your head. So these are some of the things that we want the institution to make things better for us. They are claiming that we are to go on administrative leave because we did not report to our postings. Like I said, it's not because we do not want to go on postings. In fact, all of us could attest to that. We all want to go out and serve our country. We are even in a haste to go on postings. But put the conditions in place. Put the equipments in place. Prepare a proper working ground for us, and we will. So I will just stop there and ask you.
I'm also a food inspector and also part of those people who petition the Director General. I'm also on posting currently. In fact, we are some of the second batch that we are sent on posting. And actually, I was posted in Esau to oversee the districts from Bara up to Kerr. You can see we have a vast area to cover as an individual. But even there, before we were leaving, we requested the same thing that we are complaining as of now, that we want offices to be provided. We want mobility to be made available to us. We want at least a better working environment. But they say, yeah, you can just go. We decided to take it in good faith. We left. In fact, we were 3 in number. And I was the only person who was directly posted to Bara, Eseurada, to oversee the area. So even when I was there, honestly, I don't even have a motorcycle to move it. I don't have a personal office. Let's say office provided by the FSQA. So as he earlier mentioned on, that when I get up in the morning, I just pick my file and move around. Sometimes I pay my own personal fare to go and meet places like markets and other areas. But I shouldn't be doing that. But because I was promised that some of these things would be made available shortly, we expected in a short while, we would have a motorcycle, we would have get an office, because previously they have said, even the officers that were there, they have identified a place that we can use as an office. But it kept on dragging, and finally we didn't even know what happened with that. So we were there. So if you want to send another batch coming, you're frustrating people. Sometimes I have to leave from Bara, pay my fare, go to the border, because I work with, there's another gentleman at the border who is having a motorcycle. I go there as a colleague, I pick his motorbike and come back and use it for a while. This continued until recently when they were able to send in one vehicle to Farafenni, which will oversee the entire length from Bara up to Kuntar beyond. Now, you have 2 officers to use those vehicles. One is stationed in Farafenni, the other one is in Bara. So this vehicle will now alternate every 2 weeks. The vehicle will come to my end, and after 2 weeks, it will go to Farafenni to go with an officer outside. So even during that period, sometimes when you have emergency, when you are called to address an issue, you cannot do it unless you use your own personal fare or your own personal resources to do that. We feel that these are all issues that are affecting us. Even the issue of communication. I am part of those people who are mentioned that have been given letters. I've never been given letters. In fact, since I left here on posting, nobody has ever called me to tell me, Mr. Ba, how is work going on over there? They don't do that. They should have come. They sent in officers to do certain functions. They should equally come and see how they are preparing. But honestly, we are working in a very, very difficult condition. I can definitely put that across. I'm a seasoned public health officer. I have almost 12 years in public service. In fact, I'm 1 year old in this system here. When I came, it is not, as he mentioned, it is not the issue of salary whatsoever.
We are graduates from the University of the Gambia. We have others who are HND holders. We are paid the same salary. We don't mind. They are our colleagues. We thought that one day it will be better. But if the working environment is not suitable for us, we continue operating in that. And it's not a matter of whether they would be able to, they can support. They can support. The money is there because even at the border they are generating revenue. I happened to serve at the border for one good month, and I was able to generate over close to $45,000. But even that, with all the promises that was made to us, it's still to next. It's not even forthcoming. Anytime when we write our report, we send our report. Yes, the report indicates we need A and B and C. That's the end. We are definitely fed up. We are very tired. And even all those 3 letters that I mentioned, even a single letter has reached me. In fact, when my name was mentioned, when I came down, I said, how many of you have ever written a letter to me indicating that, Ali, you should be moving from your place X of posting to the next place of posting? Nobody was there to tell me that actually I sent you the letter. But my name is mentioned. So these are all communication lapses. These are issues that management don't want to address. We are sick and tired. We have been waiting for so long. We feel that the best way to approach some of this issue is to contact the media and see what we can generate out of it, so that the public will be able to know and others will be able to come and support us too. Thank you.
My question is, from the testimony that you've just delivered here, it seems that you people are working in a hostile environment. And from Mr. Ba, you made mention, you uttered your outrage or your vendetta or your anger towards this working condition. How do you people manage to work in such a hostile condition, and what step are you going to take after this press conference if meeting is done?
As I said, I continue working in that environment. This is not the first time of working in such condition, but I feel that still now management has an obligation to carry it out. We will continue to write, and we will continue to write. Even whereas I am at my place of posting, anytime I do my job, at the end of the day when I wrote my report or when I write my report, I will attach some of the issues that need to be done. We will continue to do that. But currently, the issue that we have at hand, sending people just to go like that, in fact, it was when I reported here that I knew that I was just to go and vacate that particular place and go. So you can see how frustrating some of these issues are. But we will continue to collaborate, work together to ensure that we achieve what is better for this country. An issue of, like, for example, trying to suppress people. We have been tired of being suppressed. We have endured a lot of issues. We hope and pray that one day, even if we do not achieve it, others who will come after us will be able to work in a better working environment for this country. Thank you.
My name is Ali Job from Kerr, Fatou. And my question is the situation your office faced with a threat to food safety in the Gambia? And do you think by any chance the government would take a serious look at the situation you're faced with right now?
Okay, I would like to answer your first question. That is how this situation is affecting the safety of food that the Gambian population are consuming. Like Alaji made mention when he was making his speech, for several months we've not going for inspection. We've actually asked for vehicles to be recalled from the provinces so that inspectors can go out and control, and this has not been done. Complaints have been coming in with regards to expiry food or bad conditions of food that are in the market, mini markets, and likewise. And these things are not being addressed because inspectors are denied vehicle. They are not being given any duties or responsibilities to actually serve their duties. So this really affects Gambia. It really affects Gambia because there is no one on the ground who is monitoring it. And like he said, the petitioners, almost 90% or 95% of the petitioners are food inspectors. And they are the ones who are controlling the food in the whole of Gambia. So this is a big blow for the institution, and it's really a big alarm for the general public. Yeah, thank you. Okay, with regards to the action from the government, like he made mention, after we filed the petition, there was an investigation that was done. And this investigation, we did not know the outcome of the report, and yet still staff are being asked to go for an administrative leave, 22 staffs from food inspector. So we feel we need to know about the outcome of the investigation, and perhaps, just perhaps, I don't know, the stakeholders are doing their best to solve it. But we, as the petitioners, we are not seeing that. So this is why we feel this press conference will help us to actually solve this matter. Yes.
Thank you.
My question is Madam Jallo still a part of the newly constituted board? If yes, where do you expect the truth to come from? Is it from the same board that she's a part of, or the government?
Thank you very much. Madam.
So where we expect the truth to come from, because DG is a sitting member of the board, and then the board is new, because we have indicated in the petition, out and clear, that they are not trusted. And this has manifested over time, because since this thing has been dragging, they set up their own investigation. And they interviewed about 80% of the petitioners. You understand? We expect a report from it. But they promised us too that this thing is bigger. So they are going to set up another independent investigation team, which comprise of the Ombudsman, PS PMO, PS Labor Department, PS OVP. You understand? So we feel that this panel are very confident enough to carry out this. So this panel, we expect their report to be very independent. But this report is what we have not yet seen. So the truth, we expect, the decision lies on the board. But we file our petition through our line ministry. So expect, because we have seen the compromise within the board, because nobody wants to talk to us, and they invited us for that investigation. So when they invited us for that investigation, they told us that we have to give them the benefit of doubt, which we did. This is why we are sitting up to now. This is why you have not heard from us since at the inception, because they said we have to stay away from media and then give them the benefit of doubt, which we did. So now, if the reports are finalized, the investigations are done, and reports are sent, the board did not call us to tell us our fate. But yes, they are now allowing the administration to do their, to micromanage us, to send us out in the postings for us to be punished. That is the thing. So we are not expecting truth out of this. The only truth we expect is for our line ministry to take decisions from there and then act accordingly. And then we have to be clear about our fate too, because you cannot punish me in vacuum. We expect something to come out. You understand? I cannot write a petition, file a petition, you saw the petition, you investigate me, and then at the end of the day, you don't tell me what are my gains and what are my weaknesses. But instead, these things was done, you understand, and then they took decision, we don't know what, and Zainab was on leave, and now she is back here. And it was meant for tactics, because these letters, we don't even trust it. Look at the date on the letter that was given to us, 2019 January. We felt that this is a very big blow for an institution like food safety. On the 10th of January 2019, you are sending us an administrative leave on issues that is on a letter that's supposed to effect in October. So this is why we are dishonoring this, and then we need the truth to come from our land ministry, that is the office of the vice president, because we don't trust the board any longer. Whether they like it or not, this is our stand. Because we feel that it has been compromised, because nothing has been done. Instead of sending the DG during the investigation on administrative leave for investigation to take place independently, now they are sending us after the investigation without knowing the outcome of the investigation. So we are not expecting any positive outcome from this, but we are going to fight till we get the truth, because we are not doing it for ourselves, we are doing it for the institution.
Yeah,
thank you very much. I am Ahmad Ijad from City Limits. In regards to the removal of Parker focal person and food safety, I may stand to be corrected that that individual is not even paid by the Gambia government. The individual was just housed at the office here. What led to the removal of that person, and what have the government done to make sure that that person is back to the office, knowing that at this current situation we are aflatoxin is something that is very serious, because even the groundnuts that we produce in the Gambia here is not even accepted by the European Union because of the standard. It doesn't reach the standard that it can be sold at European countries. So what has the government done to make sure that this Parker focus person is back to the office? My other question is, how independent is the board to the Director General? Because I believe the board should be independent from the management. So if the board is not independent and they have to dance to the tune of the Director General, then there is a big question mark on the board. So those are my questions.
So, allow me to answer the last one, then I'll push the first one to you. About the independent, because I was talking about the board. Because the board, what even discouraged us during their investigation, at the end of their investigation, they told us that they are not an administrative board. They are executive board. They are advisory board.
They are not an executive board.
They said they are not an executive board. They are advisory board. So this has definitely taken back our hopes, because we expect every board to make recommendations, because they have the executive powers to appoint the Director General. And even the selection criteria, we doubt it now, because this is why we say they have been handpicked. And we stand to be justified until that is proven wrong. So that is the issue. On the issue of Parker, I will hand it over to my colleagues to at least dwell on it.
Impact of aflatoxins cannot be overemphasized, because we have series of possible carcinoma cases. Research have shown that Gambian groundnut borders have high levels of aflatoxins, and this has been proven by the series of rejections of Gambian groundnut products in international markets. So when this representative was removed, it was a shock for all the staff, because they were doing a lot of work to implement AFLA-SAFEs. These are devices that will control or monitor the levels at the field levels, the levels of aflatoxins, because we know the toxins are naturally occurring, and then so they generate from the field actually before the nuts are being consumed. So the control of aflatoxins starts at the fields, So the lady is working with a regional bloc, the Partnership for Aflatoxin in Africa, which is a regional program to control these things. So it is no mistake that that representative is housed here as the regulatory body to monitor food safety and quality in the country. So since she came, she was allocated an office, but the office was not fully done, But the lady keeps coming here, and the works have been going on, but she was kicked out. We did not know, what really happened. But the person keeps complaining that the conditions are not favorable. She doesn't have a problem with the authority or the working condition with the staff, but she has a problem with the Director General that lead to her out of this office. And now the Gambian population are at risk, because these monitorings are to ensure that we consume safe levels. So the problem with chemicals, like we said, if you buy groundnut butter from the market, by looking, you will not know the levels. These are highly scientific. It involves highly scientific works to do. So the importance is that these people should be here and continue working with the staff to implement these things. But now those projects are not working anymore. Thank you.
Working with the relevant stakeholders and providing farmers with AFLA-SAFE. AFLA-SAFE is like, let's say the aflatoxin is the toxic part, let's say the negative part. AFLA-SAFE is like the positive. It will neutralize aflatoxin. So these are given to farmers and they apply on the farm before growing of crops. So this will suppress the growth of aflatoxin. So once the farmers have applied this substance, this chemical, so even if the soil has aflatoxin, it will suppress its growth, and then the groundnut produced will be good for consumption. But once the focal person is not here, all those projects will become a halt, and it means the farmers will be directly affected, and the groundnuts that they are producing will actually have aflatoxin, and once we sell them to the international market, they will reject them and they will come back to us, and it's a big economic loss.
Thank you.
Actually, it's not answered my question. My question was, what led to her removal, and what is the government doing to make sure that she is back?
Her removal because she has personal differences with the Director General. And the person comes and sits. You've not assigned the person any work. You've not given the person any roster to do any job. Is it the person's fault? No. That person has been coming to work and he or she has been reporting. Those at the borders have been doing their work. They've been going to work. They've been doing their work. They've been sending their reports. So why would you want to stop those people's salary? On what grounds? Why would you want to send them on administratively? What offense have they committed? These are the things that we want to be heard by the public and the appropriate measures to be taken. Thank you.
I would like to take the opportunity to thank members of the media fraternity for honoring our invitation despite of the short notice. I thank you all.
Remind him that the last time he sent the money, it was not enough to buy all the provisions.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell him.
Are you guys talking about money transfer to buy provisions?
Yes.
But don't you know about Baluwo?
Baluwo? What is Baluwo?
Baluwo is a service that your son can use to send provisions directly to you guys from the shop. And you don't have to worry about the exchange rate.
Tell me how Baluwo works.
It's very simple.
Just log on to baluwo.com and shop, or download the app on your phone. You can shop on the website or using the app to buy online basic products for your family and friends. With Baluwo, you decide what your money is spent on. Your money, your choice. Buy online products for your family and friends in the Gambia, Senegal, Nigeria or Mali. Baluwo, better than sending money.
Are you thinking of owning your dream homes? EJ Investment is here for you. Secure our quality bungalows with 2, 3 or 4 bedrooms, or our story buildings 3 or 4 to 5 bedrooms at very affordable prices with flexible payment plans at our Sanyang Seaview Estate, where you can enjoy the cool breeze with modern infrastructure such as tar roads, covered drainage system, modern electrification with street lights, gated entrance with security posts, and social amenities such as gas station, shopping mall, medical clinic, park, schools, children daycare, and a lot more. Our dedicated team of professionals will keep the estate clean at all times, provide security and patrol team within the estate premises, install latest technologies such as CCTV, Wi-Fi, home network installation, solar panel, and power backup system. Also, check out for our additional home facilities and interior design service such as premium tiling, wall plaster, home landscape, fingerprint home lock, and a lot more. Visit our office at Senegambia Kololi Highway and get a free site visit tour, or contact us on 4464-838. WhatsApp us on 3259220. Or you can visit our Facebook page or Instagram on EJ Investments. EJ Investments, we are first in properties.